Hello, friends. How are you? Today, I want to raise a very fundamental question with you, something that has been talked about for millennia. And today, I want to raise with you the question: are you a biological robot programmed by the cultural conditioned mind, or do you have free will? What do you think? Right now, the physicalists are saying there is no free will. Everything is deterministic. So you have no free will. You're screwed. The quantum physicists are opening the window to choice and to free will. So, what is it in reality? Let's try and see the argument um, for the idea that every person is a biological robot, of course, programmed by the collective mind. So, in this tapestry of human existence, this concept of free will and individuality often takes center stage. I think a compelling argument can be made that each person functions as a biological robot programmed by their culturally conditioned mind. This perspective suggests that our thoughts, actions, and behaviors are largely influenced by the cultural environment in which we are immersed. Let's examine the interplay between biology, culture, and consciousness so we can better understand the extent to which our lives are shaped by programming. First, just look at the biological foundation. At the core of human existence lies our biological makeup, which provides the fundamental framework for our interactions with the world. Our brains, composed of billions of neurons, are responsible for processing information and generating responses. This intricate network functions much like a computer, processing inputs and producing outputs. Just as a robot relies on its hardware and software, humans depend on their biological structures and neural pathways to navigate their environments. Then there's cultural conditioning. Culture plays a pivotal role in shaping the human mind. From the moment we are born, we are immersed in a specific cultural context that influences our beliefs. So the moment we are born, the cultural context influences our beliefs, values, and behaviors. Language, traditions, social norms, education are all components of cultural conditioning that program our minds. This programming dictates how we perceive the world, interact with others, and make decisions. For instance, cultural norms dictate acceptable behavior. See what's happening with the Taliban, for example, in Afghanistan. So these cultural norms influence our actions and reactions. A person raised in a collectivist culture may prioritize community and family over individual desires, while someone from an individualistic culture might focus on personal achievement and autonomy. These cultural imprints are deeply ingrained, often operating at a subconscious level, much like a software program running in the background of a computer with periodic updates, of course. So, is free will an illusion? The notion of free will suggests that individuals have the autonomy to make choices independent of external influences. However, when viewed through the lens of cultural conditioning, free will may be more of an illusion than a reality. Our decisions are often guided by pre-existing beliefs and values instilled by our cultural environment. Even our perception of choice is shaped by the options presented to us within our cultural framework. Consider the example of career choices. While it may seem that individuals have the freedom to choose any profession, their decisions are often influenced by cultural expectations, family pressures, societal norms. My dad, for example, insisted that I be a doctor. A person may feel compelled to pursue a career deemed prestigious by their culture or their parents, even if it does not align with their personal interests or passions. But once I decided, by the way, to become a doctor, I loved it. And I combined it with my passion for storytelling as well. Okay, so what's the role of conscious awareness and adaptation? Despite the significant influence of cultural conditionings, we humans possess the unique ability to achieve conscious awareness and adapt our programming through introspection, education, exposure to diverse perspectives. Individuals can challenge and reprogram their culturally conditioned minds. And this process of self-awareness at least allows for the possibility of transcending cultural limitations and embracing true individuality. Of course, mindfulness practices, meditation, reflection can help individuals become aware of their conditioned responses and develop the capacity to choose actions aligned with their authentic selves. By questioning cultural norms and exploring alternative viewpoints, people can break free from the constraints of their programming and cultivate a more conscious and intentional way of living. The idea that every person is a biological biological robot programmed by the culturally conditioned mind offers a perspective on human behavior and identity. And so now look at the world, what's happening. All the conflicts are about conditioned minds. Conditioned minds are at war. Cultural wars, economic wars, tribal wars. Now these huge, conflicts in the world, Afghanistan, Ukraine, Russia, all robotic minds. Biological robots are running the world. Even when we look at the elections, biological robots will decide who the next president will be, and not only here, everywhere else. But as we look at the what's happening in our world right now, it's biological robotic Republicans versus biological robotic Democrats electing a biologically programmed robotic president that runs a biologically programmed nation that fights with other biologically programmed nations and communities. This is where we are as the unawakened mind. Only by awakening to our true identity as awareness and infinite possibilities can we solve the conflicts of the world. Only through a collective awakening of a critical mass of humanity can we save the extinction of the biologically programmed human race. Do you think there is hope? What do you think? What do I think? I think in the ultimate, it seems very unlikely that in the short term, we're going to have this collective awakening that can save biologically programmed humans from extinction. But I'd love to know your thoughts. Okay. Thanks for listening anyway. Digital Dharma is out, and we can continue engaging with each other's biologically programmed robotic minds if you go to digitaldeepak.ai. Have a wonderful, hopefully not totally biologically programmed conditioned day. No fun. Same thing over and over again till you grow old and die. Okay, what do you think? Life can be much more fun if we awaken to our true self. At least that's what I think.